welcome to the Hilariously Terrible Podcast, episode number 6. We are officially past the breaking point. Number 5 was last week, so we're halfway to 10, which is a semi-important milestone. We're actually past halfway to 10.
I feel like these milestones are really arbitrary.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like the milestone between 3 and 4 is every bit as big as 4 and 5 and 5 and 6, but I mean, hey, you got to draw the line somewhere, and I draw it at 10, so we're past halfway to the first milestone.
Yeah.
So there you go. Very important day. I'm Ryan Holtz.
I'm Andrew Clark.
I'm Jade.
I'm Lucas. This is my Malcolm in the Middle shirt, the writer.
Wow, that was a lot less energy than usually.
Yeah.
Usually it's more, I'm Lucas. This is my Malcolm in the X middle shirt.
I have
You
not
said
been
Malcolm in
Malcolm
the
in the X middle, you know?
Oh wow, that would have been a much different sitcom.
He went a little off the rails eventually, but he started off being a little more crazy.
Well, you know, Frankie Muniz held out for more money, and they had to do something.
They had to do something. I mean, what could you even do?
No, yeah, I remember, and I've had this shirt for forever. I remember watching the show one time, not even paying attention to it. Like, one of the characters is wearing this shirt, and I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I have that shirt. This is my Malcolm in the Middle shirt now.
Yeah, that just kind of becomes your shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is shirt. Wait, so you had that when you were Frankie Muniz's age? Because the fun fact about Frankie Muniz is that he was playing, like, child characters well into his 20s.
Yeah.
Like, he's just one of those young-looking guys. It was him and the guy that Ian always confuses for Frankie Muniz, which is... Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf maybe not so much, but Frankie Muniz definitely played more.
No, I've had this for like 5 years, and I would have been 16, which is when they were running all the Malcolm in the Middle reruns on Nick at Night or whatever.
I used to watch that a lot.
Yeah.
Bryan
like that.
Cranston.
I like that show because it made me feel like my mom wasn't really all that crazy.
Oh, that mom was... But that mom
I
was
kind of
something
related, but like
else.
not completely.
Holy cow. I don't even remember her name, but she was something else.
Lois.
I like how
Lois,
I like how we spent the intro focusing on Lucas's shirt and a really old TV show instead of the fact that it is election day.
It's not election day for anyone else.
It
that's
is
why.
election day. You can vote late. Remember
Nope.
that.
Yeah. Vote late for your favorite candidate.
On Twitter and Facebook.
Comment in the comment section below your vote. That is legally binding.
We count that.
Yeah, that counts posthumously, so it could affect the election. So, but yeah, no, I basically thought, it's nice. You gotta acknowledge it. Everyone's got their stickers. I don't because I'm
You
a
didn't
I
get the
voted
memo, by
early.
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you wearing blue?
Oh wait, I'm wearing blue. Cool.
Yeah, we did all kind of come out in blue. That was completely by accident.
Yep.
We are not politically affiliated with any party. We just all happen to be wearing. I mean, I'm wearing green or gray over there, so it's covered by something else. I was talking about us as a podcast, Lucas. I'm not talking about us as individuals. Come on, Lucas.
Rule number 4 of the Hilariously Terrible
I think
Podcast.
it's
We
more
don't talk
number
about political stuff.
Pretty sure that's
very
rule
much.
number 1.
Yeah, it's pretty much 1. I don't know what
I
I
thought
named
one was
as 3
fantasy
more.
football.
Fantasy football is probably 2. It's definitely
Are there any other rules?
Don't bang the table.
Don't have side conversations.
Yeah, don't have two. You can have side conversations, but you can't have 2 going on at the same time. Don't cough while we're all trying to. Oh God, the most tortured. Trying to.
Ian's life is slowly fading from his face behind the camera.
I got the meningitis B information packet over there. I can
You're
give
still
to you, just in
still
case.
not gonna get that shot.
I haven't gotten it.
It's too late now. It's past.
Yeah.
I was sick the entire
It's
time
too
they offered it.
late now.
It is like they don't have them offered anymore. And
Yeah, I
it's
was
not
like
that
on
big of a deal.
antibiotics the one day that I could have gotten it. And I probably still could have gotten it, but I felt like, no, I'm already infected.
Yeah,
I
already
I
got
don't
it.
want more.
I feel like we ever do get to
We
episode.
are all infected. We are the Walking Dead.
I have
Everyone's
my
gonna
Bath and
die.
Body Works hand sanitizer, and that's all I need to protect myself.
Hand sanitizer actually makes
Makes
germs
super
worse.
bacteria.
Yeah.
That is true.
It kills the germs on my hands.
Kills 99.9%, and then the remaining 0.1% is
Become, like,
antibacterial resistant.
yeah.
And
We dead.
I don't use it like
Actually, if you think about it,
excessively.
It doesn't create them. It just doesn't.
it weeds them
kill
out. Yeah, it's
It
natural
will-
selection.
I don't want to be touching my food with the hand that was touching the railing on the bus, okay? So I use
Now
hand
that
sanitizer.
is reasonable, but
I use the railing as like a food holder. Like I place my food on the seat or the railing of the bus and just eat it right
With
off.
no wrapper.
No.
I mean,
No
like if
wrapper.
there's like a piece of gum or anything, like
Sometimes
that's just
I,
free
like-
gum. Come on, man.
Sometimes I take like the 2 pieces of bread apart and rub the peanut butter and jelly around
Oh, yeah.
on the bus.
And then you can just lick it off that cold
No, I just
bar.
slap them back together and like I
Oh.
leave that for a little treat for someone else.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I mean, if you apply the jelly, like you get a butter knife and you just kind of apply it to that bar, that's
Oh,
like
and
a
then,
nice.
then you take the bread and use it to scrape it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Or
gotta
just use your tongue, like just a straight like salt lick style. Just
Yeah.
delicious.
do that a
Follow
couple
out with a shot
times.
of
and-
tequila and trying to kill the thousands upon thousands of germs that you just consumed.
Alcohol works as an antibiotic, right?
I mean, I like to say that I use beer to prevent food poisoning. If you
That's
don't,
fair.
if you have an upset stomach, just drink some beer.
Right, Ian?
There you
If
go.
you eat some hot wings that your stomach can't handle, just drink some beer and your night will be great. And you'll make appearances and then go home and it'll be great.
Make appearances.
Everyone will love it. Make appearances reference number 2.
I
Big
carry,
time.
I carry around, instead of like one of those little things of hand sanitizer, I carry around a little thing of like airline vodka.
Mm.
It's like, splash a little on my hands. And
I love how
rub it
you
around.
own airline vodka. It's not
Airline
complimentary. Andrew has such a problem.
No.
He needs to have a little
You can buy it in bulk.
little thing of vodka. You just
Oh
carries
yeah,
around.
Jade
those,
has
Mickey?
2 fucking cases of like 20 of these little airline like size bottles of scotch from the 90s that
don't
we
know,
used
they're
to
from, like, the
start
It's
90s.
fires.
aged scotch.
It's
No,
like-
it's bad. It's like it fermented within the little plastic bottles.
Alcohol fermented.
The alcohol fermented. It is stronger than anything I've ever tasted. And
My
the-
dad took a bunch because it expired, but I think he
Oh,
took
God.
it when he worked for Mercury Marine, which was before the recession. And
Oh,
Well, they
yikes.
could afford it back
It's
then.
not just flammable, it is highly flammable. We set a pair of old shoes on fire with
was I not
half a
there
bottle
for
of one of
that?
these things.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
did I
pretty
miss
impressive.
that? I don't
What?
remember seeing that happen.
Yeah,
You used her scotch and you didn't even invite her to the shoe burning? Jeez, Andrew.
Yeah, was
Inconsiderate.
that over the summer? Was that when I was
Yep.
there and you
Wow.
Oh.
Jade's like, hey,
you
I've got this
gave
one
it-
thing.
You gave it to me because you didn't want to have anything to do with it. It was so bad.
Well, no. Well, yeah, I didn't want to do the scotch, but I wanted to have something to do
She
with
wanted to see the shoe
burn.
burning. I mean, she's
remember,
just a
like,
human.
It was pre-planned and I just couldn't
It wasn't
make
even.
it or something.
I didn't even do it. It was Heinz.
Well,
Heinz had
yeah.
to get rid of his old shoes. So
Heinz is
naturally, scotch
Heinz is
burning
my
is the
main
way
I mean,
to
bitch.
go
that's
He
about
burned
it.
his shoes without me.
Yeah.
The best way to get rid of your shoes
Yeah.
is scotch burning.
It's not even.
As you do.
Suck it,
It's not even
Goodwill.
dark scotch. It's clear like vodka.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you know what? I could give these away to people that might need
Oh.
them, but scotch burn.
No. These
They were
shoes.
destroyed.
They're like essentially sandals.
I mean, that sounds kind of fun, right?
My friend, he doesn't buy new articles of clothing very often, and he just wore these shoes until they fell off his feet. So
That'd
then,
be kinda
because he
fun, though.
had them so long, he set them on fire.
Look, I mean, everyone needs some sorts of enjoyment in their life,
Yeah.
and maybe you get shoe sandals, and you can like,
I think
you can make them into like an instrument, like.
his enjoyment in life was the burning of the shoe process.
Yeah, but that's selfish enjoyment. He's already got enjoyment from having shoes and not stepping on broken glass. I don't know. He's had enough enjoyment out of those
You've
shoes.
had a good life. You've
Yeah.
had old ass shoes.
You need to pass those on.
What if you had to live in a Canadian city, which one would it be?
Well, I mean, if we don't bring up why you'd be moving to
A
Canada,
very
Yeah.
thinly veiled reference to the election.
that's fair.
My
That's
money's
fair.
on. I think I'd do well in Toronto. Land of Scott Pilgrim, plenty of
Okay.
job opportunities.
It's very American-esque too.
I don't
know
have to
it's-
learn French.
It's used as a stand-in for like a lot of American cities because it's just generic-looking.
That's where
city.
Drake is from.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, aka Toronto. Canada. I don't know.
A child TV star.
Yeah, child TV
I
star.
mean, don't get me
started
wrong.
from
I
the
definitely like Drake a lot more than I know you do.
bottom.
but-
I'm not a big fan of his.
I know that
his
one
music's not
song
terrible.
is pretty dumb.
His music's not the worst that I've heard, but yeah, he's kind of meh. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with Vancouver. I think the American Northwest is beautiful, so basically American Northwest. Hit me with that Vancouver
It's
action.
my understanding that the weather there is actually a bit more temperate than the rest
Yeah.
of Canada.
I mean, anything on the coast is going to be a little bit more temperate than away, and also the Pacific Ocean's nice and warm as in comparison with like Newfoundland or British Columbia. I'm not sure where Newfoundland is actually. Isn't it far east?
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty far east, right?
yeah, it's
Or is
east,
that on
like
Hudson?
northeast.
Northeast,
Because
yeah.
that's where the Vikings went.
Yeah. So
Because they found
compared
it
to
and
those
it was
areas,
new.
it's gonna be a little more warm. All right, Andrew.
I like that little laugh.
Andrew, where'd you move?
I'm actually, it's kind of a toss-up between Toronto and Vancouver because, like you, I like the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that it's a lot farther north than, like, say, Portland.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The weather's not gonna be quite as nice as the.
It's gonna be a
true
little
American
bit
Northwest.
colder, and I think if I was moving somewhere, I'd want to like move somewhere nicer than Wisconsin.
Well, you're moving to Canada, so
Not
Yeah.
even considering Montreal.
no one's
No.
considering Montreal
No.
or Quebec. Come on.
No.
I'm considering Montreal.
No.
No,
Jade isn't
no,
doing
you're
that.
not. Come
It's the
on.
land of my family.
Oh jeez. French Canadians, the most loved people on planet Earth.
Jeez.
They're like Canadians, but not as nice.
Yeah, they're just
It's
mean.
perfect.
They take away the one solid quality
Yeah,
of Canadians and they ruin it.
Canada is like, oh, it's kind of like, in certain areas it's a winter wasteland, but at least they're really nice. And then you go to a place where it's a winter wasteland, they're not nice, and like you can't even understand what they're saying.
Well,
'cause
Jade
it's a different
can.
language.
She can speak
Yeah.
some French.
Yeah, I can get most of it.
I mean,
Oh,
I
called out. Jade's French skills
she
just got
speaks
called
about
out.
as much French as I speak Spanish,
I've
which is
taken
some.
a semester
No,
and a half.
I'm not even the world's worst. Like, I'm not the world's worst Spanish speaker. I can speak some Spanish, but you're on second semester French.
You know they speak English in Montreal too, right?
Not enough.
if you live in Toronto, you might see Rob Ford's ghost.
Oh, there you go. Cocaine.
Hey. Oh yeah, there's another pro or con for
I
Toronto.
mean, a little bit of both. Little column A, little column B.
Ruled by a drug fiend.
Yeah.
For
Well,
a
not
long
anymore.
time. Oh no, he dead.
Oh, he's long dead.
Oh.
Poor Rob Ford. Tackling city council women and everything. Jeez.
I
That
think
is one of
he's
my favorite
hilarious.
videos. Oh, he's
Was.
absolutely. His
Was.
antics are great.
I was kind of sad when he died.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Oh, you're
I'm sad when most people
Most
die.
humans.
but-
I was
he
sad.
deserves as much sadness as any human being.
Exactly.
It's just not inherently anymore.
His antics were entertaining. To say
Medical,
the least.
medical marijuana everywhere in Colorado or not Colorado? Fuck.
Canada?
In Canada,
know.
or I know that's the.
Is that a big
common
draw for
conception
you
of
there,
it.
Lucas?
Well, I'm just thinking like, well, Toronto has weed, but Vancouver maybe not. But like,
You don't think Vancouver would have, like, come on, the
I
Northwest?
don't know, and that's why I'm asking if it's
No.
a national level thing.
I honestly have no idea about marijuana rules.
What if the only
laws?
What if the only city with weed was Montreal?
Let us know in the comment section below
Burn
if
it
you
down.
if you have a wide knowledge of the legal system in Canada.
That would be strange, but I'd take it. You know,
Yeah.
why not? So, yeah, I guess that just about exhausts that.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I know Andrew had a topic. Why
Yeah.
doesn't he hit us up?
Okay, so I have a friend that I knew in high school that his thing is that he would get irrationally excited and into something new, like deeply into something new on like a monthly basis.
Mm.
For a long time, his big thing was artistic tie-tying. Like he
Okay.
would spend a lot of his time like figuring out how to tie ties to make them look like a heart or like a Celtic knot, and that was his thing. That was his
That's weird.
pride. And then he,
Says
yeah,
Jade.
it was.
Flatline. That's weird.
It was. And then like a little bit later, his big thing is he wanted to get like really into backpacking, and then he wanted to get really into setting up animal trapping lines in the northern part of Wisconsin.
Did he do hammocking too?
What?
Did he like do the hammocking too?
No, he probably.
That might be the thing he's
Um,
on now.
He got really into fraternities for a little bit.
Ooh,
And
there's a good
like
one.
that's his thing now, is that he's like in a fraternity that he like, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. If his fraternity bros see this, they might kill him.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, so was there anything in your lives that you guys got like irrationally into and just like started making all these big plans and it came out of nowhere and it was gone soon?
Podcasts.
Ah, damn it. Lucas always with the meta.
Abridging.
No, but I have a very real thing in my life where I would do that all the time. I get really, really into something like I'd commit a lot more than everyone else would. And so then I would be the one that's kind of on an island, like forced to do things more than other people when they kind of don't care as much and it's awkward. Biggest one, 5th grade. I had a period in my life where me and about 5 other people would run around at recess pretending to be the police, and we would just basically say stop fighting, stop bullying, to people that were just little squabbles, hey, get off the swing. We just run up to them and be like, hey, stop fighting. Just really aggressively and just for fun. That was basically what we did. We would just pretend. And then we all came together. We made this giant sign. And when I say we, I mean I. Because everyone else was involved, but I made the actual sign, basically talking about hey, no fighting and blah, 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 blah. And then we started organizing and we started recruiting, and everything got very serious. And then it stopped being serious, and then everyone stopped all of a sudden, out of nowhere. And that was the end of that. So that's my elementary school in a nutshell, for sure. My elementary school life in a nutshell is weird things that pop up out of nowhere and then leave out of nowhere as well. I think we also did a news team sort of thing where we'd pretend to be the news. And we'd run around the playground and everything, picking up the hot scoop and everything like that. And we had this one guy that we called the news creator, where he'd try to start drama, and then we'd pretend to be reporting on it. So he was in on it.
Some hardcore yellow journalism there.
Yeah, he'd purposely try to start things, and then we would be the news on the scene. It's basically Nightcrawler, but 5th grade version.
Like a war with Cuba and Mexico.
Ooh, yeah, that'll lead to some.
Shout out to the early 1900s.
Shout out to Teddy. Yeah. Oh. So that's basically my entire elementary school life is committing to things more than others and not returning in the same level. I did the same thing with Call of Duty clans. I'd be the leader and be way more into it than everyone else, way more serious, and then things would fall apart and it'd be terrible.
At least it wasn't competitive tie-tying.
At least it's not that weird.
It wasn't competitive. He was just really into it.
He competed with himself.
That is fair. Andrew, you ever been irrationally excited by something?
I mean, all the time. But I guess a good example would be for a year and a half in late elementary school, early middle school. I was really into bow shooting. My uncle gave me
archery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure it wasn't a completely different thing than archery.
What is bow
I'm
shooting?
thinking it's archery, and you're talking about
made a crossbow.
And so my uncle got me this bow and a bunch of arrows for my birthday, because it was it used to be his son's and he grew out of it, so he gave it to me. And I had all these targets in my backyard, and I'd stand on the deck and I'd shoot from all these different distances, and I got pretty good. And then I was convinced that if I went somewhere, because Berlin did not have any sort of archery league, I was trying to figure out how I could move somewhere where I could hone my archery skills and become an archery master. And then I watched all these videos of Olympic athletes shooting bow and shit. I'm I'm gonna be the Koreans. And either north or south, because they're both really good.
North Korea's good at archery, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I mean,
it's not much other means of warfare.
It doesn't take a lot of calorie consumption to
Two digs at North Korea. 2 digs at North Korea in about 10 seconds flat. So best Korea, as we call them.
But. I mean, they couldn't even keep Seth Rogen and James Franco. So
yeah, that's fair.
3.
But what happened?
I grew out of it. The thing that kind of set me back from doing archery was, one, I started to outgrow the bow, because it was a bow for 13-year-olds, and my cousin tried to get me into skeet shooting, or trap shooting.
Yeah,
skeet.
Love trap shooting.
And so he got me in contact with people in the local trap shooting league. And he's he was gonna buy me a shotgun, and all that kind of shit. And then I again looked up all these Olympic athlete videos from the trap shooting leagues and stuff like that. I'm I'm gonna be the Americans.
Because no one else does it.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure the Canadians do it. Maybe
America.
The British, I'm guessing.
America Junior.
Yeah, America's small. Little America, we call it.
America's
America.
But then, like, it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
My parents don't like guns, and, like, just didn't take off. But then, like, I never got back into bow shooting. So,
Oh, that's too bad.
yeah, it's okay.
They're both fun.
Yeah.
We did archery as a unit in physical education in high school. And
We did it a lot at my
It's fun.
school.
Oh, we did it in high school, too, for, like, a week. And this was the first time that I had shot a bow in, like, 6 years, and I was bad.
It didn't come back to you?
Nope, did not come back. It's not
That's
like
too
riding a
bad.
bike. Jeez, it was bad.
That's sad. All right, Jade, you got anything?
Not really.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really like.
No regrets.
No, I don't think I really go through phases that I can remember because like my big thing was to dance, but I did that like from when I was 3 years old till I graduated high school, and I still take elective classes.
That's fair.
So
How far along are you in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How did Boys Over Flowers end?
oh yeah, I was really into Boys Over Flowers. For
You
like
still gonna major in cinematography?
you
you
can't major in
still-
cinematography
Do you
here.
do you still listen to post-punk revivalist music?
Yeah.
Not often.
No, I'm not forcing
But
that.
I never like get like really into like I never like fangirl over anything. I'm not gonna like I never like bought like a Catfish in the Bottleman t-shirt. I never went to a concert. Like I never
You
like
were going to.
I never yeah, because we both like them. And I like never binge watched Game of Thrones. I've never binge watched. I know I binge watched Garfunkel and Oates. It's the only show I've ever binge watched.
Jesus.
It's really easy to get through.
Game of Thrones is not binge watch worthy, but Garfunkel and Oates is.
It takes too much of my attention and time.
I don't know what Garfunkel and Oates even is. So.
Do you
it's
know
a comedy.
the "Fuck Me in the Ass 'Cause I Love Jesus"?
I do. Ah.
That is
They
them.
have a Netflix, or I don't know if it was Netflix. Or
It's,
She was in
um,
Scrubs.
Yep.
That's where I know her from.
Oh, it's
along with their YouTube channel, they have
IFC.
a short show.
The blonde one, I don't know which one's Garfunkel, which one's Oates,
Yeah.
is in another period.
I don't know what that is either.
It's a historical comedy on Comedy Central.
Got it.
Yeah.
I should probably know all these things, but I do
It
know
wasn't.
Garfunkel
It wasn't
and
very
Oates.
good.
I know Garfunkel.
Well,
and
it
Oates.
was okay. Season 2, I'm waiting for that to finish up so I can marathon it on Netflix.
It was your irrational obsession.
Not really. I mean, I don't know. It was something to watch back when I had cable. I don't really go through like phases where I'm like really into something.
Lucas
and
is
then it
just a
drops off.
monolith.
He is a tribute to irrational
Most people
obsessions.
grow and their like tastes change. Lucas has been the exact same ever since he was like 6 years old, drinking his black coffee, wearing that T-shirt.
I mean, yeah, 5 years. You know,
I was born with the mentality of a 32-year-old.
that's fair.
I don't know. I got into shaving with a standard razor.
Is that
So
an irrational obsession?
I don't know. I might wind up dropping it after I go through the 2 I bought, but I'm
What's a
pretty sure I'm
standard
gonna get
razor?
like a
Like a
A
blade.
straight razor?
No,
Yeah,
like
blade.
a blade, like a
not
bladed razor.
electric.
Isn't that what a straight razor is?
No, straight razor is just a thin piece of metal that like old
Oh,
fashioned
so you just
barbers
mean like a
shave.
razor?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's why it's standard.
Oh,
I
that's
guess I could
weird.
separate it.
It's
Well,
not weird. And
That's
it's
like
not,
what 90% of men shave with.
It's also
Well, I
not
was
in
using
an obsession.
electric, so I like picked this up
See,
recently.
I really got
but,
into meat recently.
Probably gonna get Dollar Shave Club or something. We would love for you to sponsor us, Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club, give me money.
Once I go through the 2 I bought, but I did meatless Mondays last semester, but I'm not really doing it this semester because it doesn't work too conducively into my schedule. But yeah,
Oh
Is
my
that a
God,
thing, Meatless Monday?
yeah.
Yeah, it is
I
a thing.
do have a random obsession.
Uh-oh, that was quick. Yep.
In high school, I went through really intense like health phases where like I gave up red meat for 6 months. I didn't go to McDonald's for 2 years. I was like really like aggressively into like not eating specific things, like
Wow.
specific like I wouldn't eat red meat, and then
You
people would be
dieted.
like,
Dieting is like a
It's a
weird
little bit of an
obsession to
obsession,
me.
yeah.
It's also
it's not
Very
dieting. It was
unhealthy.
more Like I thought McDonald's was the evil of the world, and that
McDonald's
it
is
was selling
not great
poison.
for you.
It's not. It's definitely not like a bastion
So,
of goodness.
So I was trying to boycott them.
I mean, if you're gonna boycott one like fast food place or like restaurant, I can see it being McDonald's.
Yeah,
like, it's
actually,
No one's gonna blame you for not eating
a giant
McDonald's.
conglomerate that's really bad for you. I
they're
mean,
actually
that's
in a bit of
fine.
financial trouble recently.
Really? I know Subway overtook them as like the biggest worldwide chain.
Well, McDonald's thing is that they've had 7% growth for the past, since like the 80s or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's McDonald's everywhere now. There's
They
nowhere for
can't
them to
expand.
expand to, and investors, well, McDonald's is still well established. It doesn't have that one more like, this is another reason we should invest in McDonald's because they're growing at a rate of 7% every year.
Why would you buy stock in a company that's completely stagnant? Like it may make the same profit margin every single
You
year.
may
It's
not
never gonna
lose
make us
money,
more
but you're
money.
never gonna
You
make
never
money.
gain money. I can see that being a thing. But I feel like a lot of restaurants on that level probably experience that for sure. I mean, McDonald's, I think it has over 100,000 locations across the world. Like that is insanity. There's a McDonald's for what's 7.6 billion divided by 100? I don't even know. For 100 or 760 people, like that's a lot of McDonald's out there.
Every podunk town in Wisconsin has McDonald's
Yeah,
in it.
we have
It's not.
We have McDonald's at our hometown. It's crazy.
Rosendale doesn't have a McDonald's yet. They can expand there. There's a
There you
big
go.
empty.
McDonald's.
There's a big empty lot.
McDonald's, give us money and go to Rosendale.
Go to Rosendale and we'll buy it for you. we'll pay the franchising fee.
Andrew's beard.
That's the next topic.
It's just called Andrew's Beard.
Please tell me that's not actually written on
No,
his-
it's not written down.
Okay. What, like a yay nay or like out of 10 scale or
Just Andrew's beard.
Andrew's Beard, right?
What's your reaction to it? What
I don't even know if it's visible from the camera.
It might not be from the camera, but I give it like a solid
Ian-
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like it's
Ian,
it's
give
not
me,
a bad beard at all.
give me a spot. Is my beard visible from the camera?
Yeah, so.
That's a hand wave.
Mine's definitely not, so you're ahead of me.
I mean, like I had like a 5-day jump start on No
Oh,
Shave
that's fair.
November, so
Yeah, I did not, but it won't matter. Next week it probably still won't be visible. But yeah, no, that's a solid beard, man. 7 out of 10. That's not bad.
what you putting
like
into
it.
that?
what am I putting into that?
What kind of work? What kind of maintenance?
I shaved the part on
Gotta
my
trim the
neck
neck.
here so that I don't look like a weirdo.
It'll look like a
Okay.
neck beard.
Yeah.
And other than that, yeah.
I trim a couple of scraggly, thick hairs every once in a while.
I mean, if it does get to a long enough length, are you gonna be like, okay, this is fine. I'm gonna like trim this down at.
Yeah, if at the end of the month I like it, I'm gonna buy an electric razor so that I can just maintain the length.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like Jesus or Ian level, but
No.
it's a solid beard.
Any do you have any issues with your own beard? Like, is there anything you?
Is there anything you need to air? Any grievances?
Ah,
Beard, let me tell you.
beard. I mean, I know you got some decent length on you, but you are not growing in full.
It's time to
This,
die.
this beard is like so patchy.
Oh, come on, Patchy.
It's
Are
Patchy
you
the
kidding
pirate.
me? I
He's
just have
been
a
more
bald
hesitant-
spot
there's
under
a
my
part
chin.
right here where no hair grows.
Well, that's a tiny little spot.
It
There's
doesn't-
like literally
Yeah, my beard
bald
is it
spot.
just doesn't grow in.
Shut
it's
up.
one giant bald spot.
Your leg beard is full enough.
Oh
My
my
leg-
god.
I don't grow legs.
Andrew, this is getting dark.
You're mean to me.
Have you been more hesitant to eat soup?
No, but
Flavor saver for the mustache.
the other day I did have like a nice frothy like latte, and like some of it got caught in the beard, and I had
Good
to like
froth.
wipe it off.
Froth.
Oh, I had chicken and biscuits with gravy, and the gravy got my beard.
Ugh. I mean, the main reason that I'm keeping mine for this long is that Ian is making me. He's an evil dictator of a producer who is forcing me for his dramatic short.
To not shave.
Yeah, because it fits with the character. He keeps saying, "I'd like it to be worse than that," and I'm like, "I
Worse.
don't. I have a life. There's people that I see
Like,
every
can you
day."
like maybe like shave in a few areas but not the others?
Just kind of get like pluckers and just kind of pull out a bunch
Just
of
make it,
hairs
like,
randomly.
even patchier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have
I mean,
to
I could.
shampoo it yet, or you just go with soap?
I do shampoo it. I shampoo my beard. You know,
Damn.
like when I wash my hair, I take the suds
Then
and
you
I
kinda
rub
follow and
them on my face.
You want to give folks a brand at home that they can use if they want to go for that?
Dollar Shave Club's shave butter.
Suave, give me money.
Suave, that's a good company.
It's not.
Oh,
Mm.
are they not?
Oh.
I don't know.
What's wrong
Suave,
with
don't give us
Suave?
money.
Yeah,
I don't
jeez.
know. Like
Call 'em out.
I like Just for Men, but then like I was given like a free bottle of like this giant ass Suave or Suave.
For women?
No, just Suave.
But that sounds like it's for women.
Probably.
Oh.
I don't like it, but
Andrew
it
uses
was
women's
free.
shampoo.
I use
You
women's
don't
shampoo.
use Suave shampoo.
What is that?
That's Tresemme. Because I
Tresemme.
know that
Ah.
you took it from
Those
me.
are two different things. But you stole it from Jade.
You
I didn't
gave it
want
to
it.
me. You moved out and you're
My
like,
aunt gets
I want
mad
this.
when I don't use high-end shampoo, so I had to get rid of all my stuff, and then she just gives me better shampoo for free. Or I just use like a mid-line stuff, so it doesn't damage my expensive hair color.
So there you go.
Today's shampoo podcast is brought to you by Tresemme.
I was thinking, there you go, like,
Tresemme. It's similar to Suave.
I want
Tresemme, it's
Aveda to
worse
give
than
us
high
money.
end. My aunt makes me get rid of it for better shampoo. I mean, that's fair. Poor Tresemme, they never do anything. I'm just like Old Spice, you know, just whatever.
Head and Shoulders.
Whatever works. Yeah, I did Head and Shoulders because that was the only one available at this Walgreens at East Campus Mall. The only one for men that was available there. But if you go to the State Street Walgreens,
I mean, I
it's a
used
lot
to get
better.
a little bit of dandruff as a kid, but now I started using Head and Shoulders, and now I don't, and I
Selsun
don't
Blue.
know.
Remember those commercials?
I don't know what that is. What's that?
You can't have black. Can't wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
Wow.
And it was like, it prevents dandruff because if you're wearing your black suit and you're a fancy mofo
And
and
you're
you
gonna
have
have dandruff
dandruff,
everywhere
it's
on
going to
your
be
shoulders.
visible. So you gotta use Selsun Blue,
You gotta use blue.
anti-dandruff.
I don't know where that was or when that was.
Those commercials have been
Were you
around
like an
for a long
11-year-old
time.
watching like public access television? Like I don't know where those commercials would have been,
Just
but I missed them.
everywhere. ESPN, the channel that plays like Gunsmoke and Matlock.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to see a bit of a common denominator.
What was Columbo like?
Was it on C-SPAN, Andrew?
What's it? Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh jeez.
The Rockford
Is that TV
Files. TV
Yeah.
Land was
TV
one of
Land
them.
is that
There was
channel?
the Hallmark channel.
Oh,
Hallmark
God.
channel was a
That had
big
Little
one.
House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I remember that
I just
one.
watched TV with my dad on the weekends and in the summer because he was a teacher and didn't have to work.
And that's what you get.
He would not give me the remote.
Do you think?
So I grew up watching Walker and Matlock.
I mean, would he? Like, if I'm watching TV with like my little kid, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, here, your taste in
Well,
television
no,
is
that's
good.
that's
Like,
what I mean. Like my dad is not gonna let me watch
yeah, I don't
little
blame your
kid
dad.
shit.
Your dad is a smart man.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't let, if I'm watching TV with my 11-year-old self, I am not letting my 11-year-old
The only
self
negative thing that came out of that is that like I grew to like not like Sports Center for a little bit for a very short period of time because I'm like Sports Center is preventing me from watching the Power Rangers.
That's fair. I didn't watch any of those, so.
Do you think we were one Korea if MASH wasn't so incompetent?
Wow.
Ma-
MASH
MASH
is incompetent? What are you talking
MASH,
about?
First off,
Hawkeye's awesome.
MASH is a TV show about the surgeons in Korea that didn't air until the fucking 70s.
And also, Hawkeye he was a competent surgeon. You know,
Most-
he was like House.
The idea of
He'd
the
solve
show
mysteries.
is that like most of these guys are really good at their job, and then there was like the one or two bumbling guys that were like really militaristic that were clearly shown as the bad guys.
Yeah.
And like they
Bureaucracy.
didn't even talk about like the war or strategy or much other than like it's bad and people die and like this guy had a wife and kids at home, and then like Radar, you know.
Radar's crazy.
Mm.
No, Radar was cool.
Really?
Radar's
Radar's favorite kid? Come on, Hawkeye. It's gotta be Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's cool, but like Radar's this like little kind of like dumpy kid. He can
Yeah.
hear choppers from really far away.
I think you answered your question.
I've
This
only-
little
What
kind
about
of
the-
dumpy kid.
what about the Colonel that was like,
Colonel's kinda
I'm
cool.
the Colonel.
He is the colonel, and then he just died for no reason.
And then
They're
there
just
was- and then
yeah,
there's
there
the
were no
other
survivors, and it's like,
Oh, geez.
well, he's
that was unnecessary.
just dead, huh?
Yeah.
I've only seen a couple of episodes, but not all of them had laugh tracks, and that was really weird to me watching what was essentially a sitcom without like a cue that, oh, that was funny, I'm supposed to laugh now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I've always thought laugh tracks were really strange.
They
There's not
like-
many shows that I can deal with a laugh track in, honestly.
They had random black and white episodes of
Really?
MASH. Yeah, for no reason.
Huh.
It wasn't even like the early seasons were black and white. It was just
Sometimes they were black and white.
yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's cool. It's a stylistic element.
Mhm.
You know that the theme song for that show was written by like a 15-year-old? The Suicide is Painless. It's
Oh.
called Suicide is Painless. And it was
In
written
the-
by a 15-year-old.
That's angsty.
In the goddamn 70s?
Yeah, I think it's the creator's son, and then the creator is the one that got all like the royalty rights.
Jeez.
Edgelord
No wonder his
sounds like
kid
the
was so
70s.
angsty.
And that was the thing that was
Shit.
worth the most, like more than the show's syndication and everything. So
Edgelords nowadays, what have you done?
I've never made a Suicide is Painless song that went on to become a very popular theme song for MASH.
I've never seen MASH.
Really?
No.
You should watch it. It's
It's a
kind of
good-
one of the better.
It's a good old show.
Yeah, it's one of the better old shows. There's not many old shows that you can like jump in and be like, all right.
I watched a lot of Little House on the Prairie.
Here you go.
My
That's not a
mom
bad
has
one.
like almost every season on DVD
Wow.
because like it's her favorite show, and we got her like a season every year for Christmas.
There you go. Andrew went with the clap, and he's giving it to you. So Lucas has a real topic that's not just Andrew's beard that will lead to MASH somehow. What is that?
That's the point of
That was
podcast.
It is
podcast gold, and
100%.
you know it.
100% part of podcasting.
All right, what is a recent stupid or embarrassing moment that you experienced?
Okay.
I don't know. I block the memories.
Yeah,
Should I go first
I have
then?
no memory. Yeah, you might need to. I need to think.
So at my job a while ago, I work in retail. A group of people came in, and they're walking around the shop looking around, and I overhear some of them say, "Oh man, you're confusing your stones with your doors." And I'm like, "Oh hey, you guys talking about Rolling Stones and the Doors?" And they're like, "Nah man, we're talking about Queens of the Stone Age and Three Doors Down." And I'm like, "Oh shit." But now I'm like, "No you
Wait.
weren't. No you weren't."
Those bands aren't comparable in any sort of way.
It's like, and well, I finally reached the grieving cycle process or whatever, where it's like I'm at angry now about it.
Grieving cycle. You went through the 5 stages of grief.
Were you like what was the bartering stage?
Yeah.
Like, please God, please don't let the.
Well, yeah,
keep
it's
talking about
understandable
Queens of
that I
Stone
made the
Age.
mistake. Like, you know, it would happen to anybody. Like, no,
Why
I'm
would they
like,
be mad?
Was the denial stage?
well, like, Bush might have said this off camp. No, she didn't. Like, blocking it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
would have
kinda
been
what you have to
denial.
do.
Mm.
I would have loved it. I would have loved to block out all embarrassing memories. I don't know if I have any recently though.
Mm.
I guess during the football game that we were watching on Sunday, you, me, and Aaron, when I went to sit down and I just smashed my knee on the corner of
Oh,
that
yeah.
table, and then there was like 1 second of really bad pain, so I had to go ah, and then like it was gone completely. But you guys kept looking at me accusatorily, like,
Well, your
like
face,
you're in pain, and I'm
your
like, I'm
face
not.
turned bright red.
It was
Like,
very painful for a second, and I was like, "Argh," and then it was gone, and I was just like, okay, now I'm not in pain. And you guys were looking at me like, you okay, man? And I'm like, yes, I'm totally fine. So I guess that's kind of embarrassing.
if that's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you recently, I envy your life.
It's the only thing that really came to my head. I mean, like, because I have done that before, where you have to like really hide pain and just be like, oh, yep, I'm fine. Like, real like embarrassing moment was 8th grade wood shop. No, nothing. I didn't cut off any fingers or anything. Jeez.
That wouldn't be embarrassing.
That would be bad.
I wondered what happened to the tip of your pinky.
Nah, that's Joey. I gotcha. But no. So there's a banister that or like stairway that led up to this upper like storage area where you could like hang things to dry and everything like that. And it was probably like, 15 feet off the ground, like a little higher than a normal 1-story gap because the tech ed room was big, the workshop. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? I like doing sliding down those banisters. And I'm like, that'll be fun. And I'd done it a million times in the shop class. The thing is, I was always wearing jeans, which don't have much give. Like they kind of stick to your skin so you can just slide. I was wearing sweatpants that day because we had a basketball tournament. And sweatpants kind of bunch up and throw you and stuff. And so basically I started sliding. I got maybe a quarter of the way down the banister. So I'm still like a good 12 feet off the ground. And I just go, oh no. And I just fall straight backwards over the banister. Right below me is a table full of sandpaper. Not even an exaggeration. It was the sanding table. And I land flat on it and just scrape like the back of my arm with sandpaper. So I'm like, and I'm like laying on the ground. Only one person saw it, and it was like my friend. He is laughing so hard he can't even contain himself. He is laughing the hardest I have ever even seen someone laugh. And he's like, Don't even try to play that off. I saw every minute of that. That was incredible. So then he has to go in and tell everyone about what happened to me as I'm laying on the ground in pretty intense pain. So while he's telling everyone, I have to stand up and act like nothing's wrong, and I'm just like, everything's great. Just some of the worst pain I've ever experienced mixed with embarrassment.
No.
That was a really fun time. And Marcus, if you're out there, yeah, that was you. You did that.
You did that.
I did that. I 100% did that. You were there to see it. I honestly wish, there's a lot of moments in my life that I wish that I had a video camera on me so I could replay them and look at how much of an idiot I was. That is one of them. There's a few more, but yes.
And or post them to World Star.
Yep. So not very recent, but
Post them.
that's the real embarrassing moment that came to my mind as like hiding pain. So, Andrew, you got one recently?
I do. I want to hear Jade's first, though.
Uh-oh.
Why are you so mean to me?
Yeah, he's being mean to her today.
Why are you really mean to me? I don't know, like, there's a lot of buried memories. One kind of surfaced. I don't want to talk about it. I'm really clumsy and awkward. I don't know, like, I fall a lot in the winter. One time, freshman year, I was late to my Urdu class, and I slipped on the ice in front of the 80 bus and, like, really hit hard on the ice, and it hurt really bad, and two strangers basically had to pick me up off the ground so the bus could keep going. Jeez. And then I was like, I'm good, and I was covered in, like, dirt and slush. Like, I landed in, like, a nasty puddle, so I had to, like, go into the Van Heist, in the Van Heist bathroom, and try to towel off with toilet paper because there's no
paper towels on this campus.
In that building. And then I was late to Urdu class, covered in slush, and everyone in the class only had 4 people in it because it was Urdu.
Jeez.
That's not the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
That sounds bad. I mean, I'd say the 80 too, like all these people being held up as they're watching, like, that just happened. That person just
I've
fell.
also randomly fallen down that little half flight of stairs at Memorial Union a lot.
Oh, wow.
Like several times, and it's always when there's a person standing there. It's always an old lady that looks at me with pity.
Oh. But she can't do anything to help.
Yeah.
She's in like a walker herself,
Yeah.
and she's just like.
And I've also fallen upstairs a lot. In
Wow.
my freshman dorm, I like fell up the stairs carrying like 2 bags of groceries while all my friends watched me from behind.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, so much for blocking them out, huh?
Yeah, no, those are nothing compared to the other things that
You
have
can't
happened
block
to
them
me.
out for forever.
That's fair.
Oh, I have a
doing on
really
time?
funny, embarrassing
That's good.
story if we want to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
If we want to stay recent, freshman year I was working out at the gym, the Nat, and I was doing ab exercises, and I farted audibly in a crowded weight room.
I mean, you wouldn't be the first.
And
let's
I
just say.
I farted and then
I've
just kind
definitely
of
done
laid
that
there,
before.
not knowing what to do with myself because there were people all around me, and I was like,
Now, if you don't move, they won't think it's you.
Yeah,
But
the person there frozen in fear,
Jim-
kind of looking around, is the one who didn't dealt it.
The gym rats are, isn't well known, but gym rats are basically T-Rexes. Like, they cannot see you if you lay on the
Don't
ground
move.
and paralyzed with embarrassment.
And everyone in the gym is a gym rat, so
Yeah.
there you go. You don't have anything to worry about if you sat there frozen in fear for a couple of seconds.
it was just
You went
so
off their
bad.
radar.
Because the ab exercise I was doing leg lifts for my lower abs.
Oh no, I can definitely see how that would work too.
I mean, it's
I've done that before with that workout before.
yeah.
No,
Though-
I've done that with squats.
I don't know. If you fart in like yoga, people don't care though. Because
Really?
it's expected.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
If you're like in a legit like hardcore yoga class, when you're like stretching like your lower abdomen, it will make you like fart a lot because you release like gas or whatever. So like
but
I've
yoga's
had
in
yoga.
sync.
I've heard yoga teachers say, yeah, if any of you fart, just don't worry about it. It's very common.
Yoga's in sync, like you're doing the poses together, so it'd be like unison, like farting.
I've never been in a yoga class where that's happened, but
Oh,
I've been in a yoga
no.
class where I've heard like people fart.
All right, some buffalo chicken for lunch can go to yoga this afternoon.
Yeah, that's
that works out.
the logical
when
conclusion.
it's like hot yoga.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hot yoga
Oh.
would be much worse. When you get the sweaty
Hot
cheeks,
and sweaty.
you get the sweaty
Ugh.
cheeks put in with the
Ugh.
farting. That's no good for anyone.
Alright, awkward Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah, awkward Andrew.
So
Awkward Andrew.
I have a story from high school that. Oh my god. Hold on.
This
Remember that
is the
time
you
moment.
pulled
This
one
is
off
becoming the moment.
And it's
Are
Abby.
you answering it?
I can't.
answer and then hang up.
I couldn't silence
The
it.
worst kind.
Oh boy. Okay. So the recent one was that like a month ago I was in class, and literally every time that I would say something, because it was like a 30-person class, there was a lot of like participation. You had to like participate, and it was about like social development and like international development and stuff like that. Every time I would raise my hand and say something, the class and the professor would all in sync laugh at me.
Jeez.
Like, they would all laugh at me. And this was, like, 3 different classes where it happened, like, 2 or 3 different times each class. I'd, like, say, like, oh, like, I think this. And they would all go, like, ha, ha, moving on.
Contrary opinion.
And I'm like, geez, like, why? But I want to tell a story from high school
The real embarrassing one.
that I think can contend with Jade's falling in front of the city bus in all the slush. I was at a track meet, and it was my senior year. You okay?
Senior year. Ooh.
What?
Embarrassing.
Going out on this note.
I don't know.
What?
You were like, I was at a track meet, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Every
and
time-
then you were like, I'm at senior year. I'm like, uh-oh.
Every time somebody looks at
at
my
Oh,
yearbook, this is
okay.
what they're going to think of me for senior year.
Yeah. Track meet.
So yeah, I was at a track meet. I had been scheduled for just 2 running events that meet, and I got done with them, and I was super tired because I had been like kind of sick. But I'm like, I'm done, and I want to watch the rest of the track meet, cheer on my teammates, and so I'm running over in my uniform to, the sideline of the track, where all like my friends are gathered, and it had just rained, so there's this giant ass mud puddle right behind them. And I was trying to figure out how to get around, but it was going to take like a minute for me to walk around it because it was so big. And I'm like, I can jump this.
Wait. A minute to walk around?
It was like a moat, essentially, like
okay.
around like this little like ditch thing in the
Okay,
track.
I was very confused.
Yeah. And
I thought you had superhuman powers for a second there.
and so I'm like, I'm going to jump this. And so, like, I, like, take my couple steps back, and I run, and I jump, and I land on the edge of it, but the grass is soaking wet.
Oh, no.
And I slip, and my feet fly out in front of me, and I land on my back in this giant mud puddle.
Doing the Christ pose.
No, yeah, my arms were extended. And I just laid there for a second, and everyone's staring at me. I'm like, and I'm like, at least I'm done. And I swear to God, as I'm getting up from being in this mud puddle, my coach runs up to me. It was right before the 4x4 relay, the last event of the day.
Oh, no!
And the coach says, Andrew, our anchor just broke his toe. We need you to fill in. Oh, why? Also, why are you covered in mud? I'm like, I don't know, coach. I don't know.
I don't know.
So then I had to line up, and I was like, they changed the rotation, so I was going to be the first runner. So I lined up in the starting blocks, and my entire back is just covered in mud. It's soaked through my spandex. It's in my shoes and my socks. And I've got the baton, my hands covered in mud. It's all wet. And then everyone's just looking at me. I'm like, let's just get this over with. And I'm running, and the
It's weighing you down,
the,
probably.
the mud is caked on me. It's so bad. And I just hand it off, and I go into the sideline. I just lay on the grass and try to roll around and try to get it off.
Man.
I have something that matches that actually. I think
Oh,
I could.
boy.
Should we make this a competition?
It's an awkward off,
When I was
ladies
in
and
5th
gentlemen.
grade, we had a tire swing, and there's always a really long line for it. It was one of the ones where it's got the 3 chains, and you sit. It's like a tire on its side. And it was always a super long line, but it had rained a lot, so no one was on it because no one could get on it because there was too big of a puddle underneath it. And I was pretty tall and stuff like that. I was probably at least 5'5", 5'6" as a 5th grader.
It's big.
Because I know, yeah, because I was 5'7" by 8th grade. So, so I was probably at least 5'4", 5'5", and I'm like, I can totally jump onto this. I can make it. So, me and my friend went over, and she was gonna help push me, or she reached it and grabbed it, and she was gonna pull it. I think we had it so it swung into, towards me, and then when it got towards me, I would leap onto it on my stomach.
Well.
And then I hit on the tire swing, but I
There's the
missed the
mistake.
tire swing, so I just kind
You
of
just
shot over the
missed-
tire.
you
Just
missed.
jumped over.
And landed in the
Landed
mud.
in the puddle, and it was completely soaked through my pants. So I had to call my dad and be like, Dad, I need you to bring me jeans. I'm completely soaked. It looks like I wet my pants or something like that. I'm covered in mud. And he's like, okay. And my dad left work, went to get me jeans really quick and run them to me. And it was laundry day. And he grabbed my overalls.
Oh, jeez.
I had a pair of overalls that I'd wear when I went up north. So he gets there, and I had a pair of, he's like, here you go. And I put them, I'm like, these are my overalls. So I had to go the rest of the school day wearing overalls that were also too short for me because I was 5'5", and they were from the kids' department.
And that's by far the most embarrassing part of that story. Disregard the mud, overalls. Wow.
Like now, like overalls are like kind of like
Chic.
trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chic, however you
Everyone's
pronounce it. Chic.
And like people were
Like
nice
Legend of
about
Zelda.
it.
Chic.
People were really nice to me
Arab.
about it. They're like, oh, I like the overalls, Jade, but like.
You're like, don't lie to me.
You knew deep down they were all mocking you inside.
That's how I
Jeez.
felt.
That's rough. But Lucas,
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, I gave mine, I thought.
they went back and forth a lot.
Oh, god damn it.
I mean, you gotta have one more embarrassing than your standard.
That wasn't even embarrassing. That was just like you were upset that they were talking about.
Yeah,
Queens
did
of
you
Stone
just
Age
hear
and-
our stories?
Yeah, like that wasn't even an embarrassing
Yeah.
story.
We got a person falling off a banister. We got someone falling in mud puddle. Someone falling in mud puddle again.
And then mud puddle. Like, it's
Yeah.
a common theme
Getting
in my
laughed
life.
at.
A lot of
class.
puddles, a
I
lot of
mean,
laughing.
That one's hard. That one's rough.
Yeah.
I have coordination and know my physical boundaries. So
Yeah?
I've never done something like yours. And in high school, I wasn't a protagonist in a John Green novel. So I don't. There's more on that. Which, but I don't.
Is Andrew a protagonist in a Is he gonna get cancer? Oh wow, that did not land. Wow. Fault in Our Stars. I apologize. Apparently, we're not very savvy on the Fault in Our Stars. No, that's fine.
I'm not sure. Lesser known one, looking for Alaska. But Andrew, how many Kaylas did you date in high school?
This is not an embarrassing story for you. You're like, an embarrassing story that happened recently. Well, I can tell one about Andrew.
I can make fun of Andrew a little bit.
But no, it was like 6, right?
6
It was 3.
Okay.
3.
Still 3.
Maybe 4. It was
Kayla.
3.
Maybe it's
How
4
many
Kaylas.
I
It
had
was
like 1
3.
Kayla in my class.
It was
I didn't date
3.
one person ever through middle
Wow.
school and high school, and you dated 4
Shit.
Kaylas.
3. 3
It's
Kaylas.
gonna go up every time. You dated 5 Kayla?
You
Every
dated
time it's
20
brought up.
Kaylas.
One of them I
Jeez.
didn't even date.
Try not to date any Kaylas on your way out the parking lot. Oh man. Nah, we kid, but that is pretty weird. That is kind of strange. Man.
One of them I didn't even date.
I mean, you said 3 yourself.
I mean, there was 3 that I was involved with.
romantically involved.
Not even romantically. Just
It was a sexual thing.
Oh my god.
This was a physical relationship. Oh, what? Wait. Lucas is giving the indicator. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh,
I think
no.
I know
hi,
something
mom.
Right. My mom
Yeah.
watches this. I don't know if yours does.
It
Hi,
was.
Mrs. Holt. I don't think we've met, but this is a great way to.
I think you've met my mom, have you not?
I don't know when I woulda.
Did you go to that Badger game thing, like beforehand, where we all went to Nitty? Were you at that?
I
don't
was.
recall
You
if I-
weren't because you don't go to the Badger games.
We had a
yeah.
couple people there that didn't go to the game. It's a whole thing. But you should meet her. She's a nice lady.
I'd
Ask
imagine.
Ian, is my mom a nice lady? Your mom's a nice lady, too. I met your mom for the first time. She didn't say much to me, but she said hi. So that's nice.
Good greeting. It's a good,
Yeah,
solid
I mean,
greeting.
that's a solid greeting, right?
Yeah. Could be
So-
worse. You could ignore them. Could say something negative.
You're not going to offend anyone. It's like semi-informal. It's not like hello. It's like, hey.
She doesn't know your culture. Maybe like she wanted to make sure she didn't like.
Maybe
insult
hello is
you.
offensive to South Central Wisconsinites. I don't know.
Or like maybe like she didn't know if you're like one of those people that doesn't like shaking hands with women.
I told them that.
Nasty.
I told them that this means peace among worlds.
No, it was this means peace among worlds.
Not the second time.
Yeah, the second time when they go even deeper.
The other guy's like, these losers think this means
Yeah.
peace among worlds.
Exactly. Well,
It's that time.
it just went off. Hopefully we can fit it in before the camera shuts off, but it is
Karate o'clock.
karate o'clock. So, thanks again for joining us today with this hilariously terrible episode of this hilariously terrible podcast.
We'll
we had a
see you
great
next time.
See you next week. Bye.